Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland here, the agricultural landscape, but also we're next to the little Scottish village of Marykirk because I came to document this incredible railway bridge which spans this massive piece of land. This piece of land here actually got damaged from severe flooding last year, and a massive piece of the main road at Marykirk got washed away. But over the years I've driven past this and thought it would be so cool to come and record it. So today's adventure, we're coming to see what was done when they constructed the railway up the east of Scotland here, and this is still the railway line that's used to this day. You have to think originally this would have been steam engines and stuff hurtling along here. The cool thing with this bridge is it's built out of the stone, but also you've got the mad metal work at the top, and I love to see it. It's proper engineering on an industrial scale, and this bridge goes along so far. Yeah, I can see different sections. It looks like it's been repaired or replaced. From a distance it almost looks like graffiti, but now that I'm up close you can actually see it. It's like big steel pieces on the side. Yeah, that is interesting how it's got those bits, eh? Check this out folks, it's absolutely massive. And look at the way it's built, the wall's like a point. Almost like a grand house wall. Wow, the way it's constructed, eh? You would have thought they would have just built it straight. That is insane. I can't even believe what we're seeing on today's video, folks. It's just a short video, obviously exploring something that we've never seen and documenting such a grand, massive structure here within these wild lands of Scotland. Oh, I like all these pillars are built like that with a slope. Let's jump up and take a look, folks. I love documenting things close up like this and seeing what was done. Look how worn this is. It almost looks like limestone. Look at that, you can see the difference here with limestone. Quite a lot of the time we see sandstone constructions on our adventures. It is a little bit windy for today's video, and I've got the windsock on for the perfect audio. So yeah, I hope it's crisp enough for the viewer. Look at this, it's just mind-blowing scenes of history on the channel. This was most likely built, I think it used to be a single line, and then in the early 1900s it was made into a twin double line here, so I'm not sure how much was changed and developed here at that time. Today's adventure, folks, we're joined by Highlander87 as well. You can check him out on YouTube. He's got his own channel exploring and documenting these places from his drone. Look at this, wow, I can't believe the size of this and the scale. From the main road it looks big, but when you get up close it's just a special location. Wow, look at the size of these massive towers, or pillars I should say. And then the shape of the ironwork, it looks like there is a walkway along. It must be for like the workers or whatever when they're carrying out maintenance on a site like this. Wow, look how it goes over the top of the river. I believe this is the River North Esk here. Wow, look at this folks, this is so cool. It's definitely worth coming down and seeing things like this. And it looks like there's a wee track leading somewhere. Yeah, it's amazing what was done at a certain time in Britain for transport when they were trying obviously to raise the country's infrastructure at a time back when we used to be a successful empire, unlike the crumbling economy of the modern Britain. And look at this, the wee side stream. It's almost a picture paradise scene today, folks. Oh, there's ducks. Wow, the bridge looks so cool when you can see it from down here. This must be a bit of a hangout area for the people of Marykirk, I reckon. You can just imagine how ferocious the river's been when all these trees and stuff got washed downstream. And then at this side here, the magical scene of that bridge. So big. Industrial Britain right here at its finest. And it's something different to document on the channel. It looks like there's loads of little areas at the far side for fishing. Maybe a proper Marykirk fishing bait. And yeah, the water's proper clear down here, but it looks like it's swirling and churning. Look at this, folks, the River North Esk wears away at the solid bedrock here, wears it smooth, and then there's like this little waterfall almost. Wow, what a scene. The water's proper smooth for a good couple of miles up there, and then down at this other side it's this extreme scene. Looks like there's quite a lot of boulders, or probably even bedrock around the pillars, and then the water kind of flows. Looks like there's almost an island at the far side of there, because the water seems to go down quite far to the left. At this time of year as well, folks, we've got the autumn colours out here. It adds to the adventure when you see that. The history looks amazing with all the trees, the oranges and the greens and the browns. Look how the earth at the foundations of these pillars has been washed from the storms last year. The water at Marykirk last year was so extreme and ferocious. It actually took lives here in the local community. And yeah, this is mad, coming here and seeing that remains of how extreme the water's been. You can see the flow, the way the pillar there has been pushing the water. It's been grinding out and digging out all that earth, all that soil, leaving behind the big boulders and pebbles that was most likely put in to protect the foundation when they constructed this massive monument in the land here. Wonder why they've got a reflective strip there, eh? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is about, folks. There's a reflective strip, but there's no way you would get a boat down here, eh? Look at it, it's just like a pebble kind of... It's a mad, like, pebbly bit down there. It's a crazy scene looking at this structure from this angle as well. It's a special scene on today's video, folks. Another bit of history documented for the first time on the channel. It's just interesting. See the way the top pillars, they're actually cut almost for the railing. The shape of them, they're like half pillars. And it looks to me like a lot of this is built with like limestone, some of it's sandstone. But it is interesting to see that they've used limestone. Another interesting thing that I've noticed over the years with railway constructions in particular, a lot of the stones has got these holes near the top, and that was for when they lifted them into position. They had a thing that was like a big caliper. The heavier the stone was, the more it gripped it as it lifted it. And I think a lot of the time when they built railway constructions, they would bring their supplies on the rail to the nearest point that they could bring it. And then they would use it to, they would obviously use like a crane or whatever to lower these down into position. And it is just incredible history. A lot of the time when things like this was built, it would have been on the land here, the old steam cranes as well, which had like no rams on it. It was all cables and pulleys and gearboxes back then. They couldn't even lift as much. It was just probably one block at a time into position. Yeah, that is interesting, because look, that stone there, see all these limestone ones, they must have been replaced. Because look, that one's not finished to the original order of the... Oh, they're all like that though. The whole way along, those lower down stones stick out. And I can't think it would have originally been like that. Surely. Again, when it's such a magnificent structure, it's unusual they would have these bits here. Yeah, they may have done, eh? There might have been another construction here that continued, eh? A lower, maybe to this height. Yeah, it's interesting, folks. I always say it on the videos, it's interesting, but when we go around, we're just basically imagining how it must have been originally when they first built it. Some bridges we've seen before, they've actually got a bit that looks like the front of a boat there to deflect the water away from the structure. There maybe was a slightly higher stone piece there originally. Look, some of it, because it's sedimentary stone, look, some of them's just so badly eroded. All these like limestones and stuff were made with the stone getting compressed under layers and layers of the earth's crust, or like the earth's, not the earth's crust, but like it would layer upon layer under the sea, and then it would get crushed down under like miles of earth and other layers of stuff, and then it gets compacted into that limestone after many years. Sometimes it's sandstone, depending on which sedimentary element there is like landing on the seabed. And then obviously as the tectonic plates on the earth move, these sandstones and limestones get pushed to the surface in areas like Scotland over billions of years, and then we come and quarry them at surface level, whereas actually at one time they were way below the sea, near the equator or whatever. And that shows how many billions of years is involved when you're speaking about geology, and even the stones that was quarried for sites like this. It's just a madness. And yeah, it's been special, something different. A massive railway viaduct, and it's the Marykirk Viaduct. So the metal on that bridge, folks, is Lanarkshire steel, which is metal rolled and created in a British factory, a Scottish factory, a steelworks, which is no longer existing because the British Empire now has got no economy, or no, like, I should say, companies like that, steel foundries, companies which are making moves in the world of industry. It's all getting closed down and moved to China, and that's a sad thing, that these historical monuments can remind us of the grand nature of the things we made in this country for the success and the growth of like British businesses and a successful country. It's all getting shut down. But anyway, that's not what we're about on this channel, folks. We're remembering the history that stands here in the land. And yeah, I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander 87, and we'll catch you very soon for the next adventure, wherever we end up going.